Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. I have with me the Queen of Increase, Tess Timms, is here with us today again for part 2 of the Kim Jacobs Show. We're going to be talking about going from homelessness to Millionairess. Now, if you already saw the previous episode, great. If you haven't, we're going to put that in the comment section for you to go back and check out part 1, because it's the worst when you haven't seen part 1 and then you're like, what is happening? What did I miss? What did I miss? You're going to get part 1, and then you're going to also know right today where we're picking up from. So Tess Timms, glad to have you here today with us.
Well, thank you, Kim, for having me back.
Thank you for coming back. And I thought maybe one day you wouldn't look as lovely as the other day, but you look lovely every single time I've ever encountered you.
But thank you. Thank you. You too as well.
Oh, thank you. Listen, Tess Timms was born in Mississippi and earned a bachelor's of science from the University of Southern Mississippi. Tess landed a job with NASA, and however, after downsizing, she was laid off. So we're going to be talking to her about her story, and especially about beauty school and what happened as she went on to own high-end salons that lacked clients, that she helped high-end salons that lacked clients. She has a story to tell. So you're going to be hearing a lot about that. And even though her salon blossomed and 30 years later is still one of the top performing salons in the country, this woman has a story, a backstory to tell that's like no other. So welcome Tess Timms here to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Thank you, Kim, for having me.
I'm glad.
It's exciting to be here again. I'm thinking that after being on your show, I was going like, oh my goodness, it was moving and inspired to me. So I can imagine what it's like for other people to listen to my story. It actually brings back a lot of memories, but it's good memories because, when you push through things that's happened to you in your past and free yourself, it matters.
I agree. And talking from the perspective of pushing past, some of the people that are tuning in today didn't get to hear. So from a synopsis perspective, I want to make sure that we do go back and just take about a few minutes to say what transpired in part of your backstory. And then we'll pick up today where we left off, which is nobody knows. You do not know what you're about to hear on part 2 of this show. But before we do that, what I want to do is I want to give everyone a chance, because people don't always feel like time you come in, you just got seated. Like Kim, give us a chance to say where we came in from, to let me know where you're visiting in from, and definitely tag at least 10 of your friends to invite them into today's discussion. Then we're going to really go in here. Okay. All right. So everybody take 30 seconds and do that now. Is that fair, Tess? Don't you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let's take 30 seconds. Right, everyone. I hope you tag more people than I got a chance to tag. I didn't get a much chance to tag people. But anyway, I'm excited. So as we talk today, we're going to hear from Tess Timms. Take us back where it kind of began for you. And you were telling us the last time about the relationship that you had with your father and your siblings and how you were kind of made to work. So talk to us from that perspective for a little bit.
Well, as I was saying, for the ones who didn't hear the last episode, I come from an entrepreneur background. My dad, my mother, they owned several businesses back in the 70s. And, back then, especially Black families own their own businesses. And that was a thing that they do. And so I was sent to sewing school at 9. And by 10 years old, my siblings and I were making mattresses in his mattress company. I had one person, I was the one who would sew the top and the bottom for the mattress covers. My dad would do the cutting for the mattresses. One brother would build a box spring.
Wow.
One brother would stuff the mattress. Another brother would put the buttons in the mattress. And my dad was the last person who handled the mattress. He would actually seal the mattress.
So you had your own assembly line, but it was family based at a very early age. Each person played their own role to bring it to full production.
Yes. So my dad had contracts with all the hotels and motels in Biloxi and Gulfport, Mississippi, in the Black universities in the area too, Xavier and different colleges, and also ships that had offshore rigs that had bedding. So we had big contracts. Sometimes we would actually have 200 mattresses for one order. So therefore I had to make 400 covers. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty big. And this is what we did, spending our time in the summers when everybody else was out enjoying their summers. We were working. If we didn't have the mattress orders to do, we were working in his motel. He had a motel of 38 rooms.
Wow.
And we would actually, somebody had to put the cups in the room. One would back in the room. Somebody would clean the toilet. Somebody would change the beds. So we all worked as a family. And what I think about it now, my dad taught us great work ethics. He was very strict and very stern. Even when it comes to our education, we were not allowed to bring in lower than a B in the home.
Wow. Okay.
So, yes, education was very important. So, but I was that girl who had it all. I was able to wear diamonds young age and shop unlimited $300 books and vacations and all of these amazing things. And we still lived in the hood. Our home was in the hood.
Interesting.
So we had all of these things, and my dad had apartments and houses and cement business. He just had a lot of things. So we only knew that is to create multiple streams of revenue. And money was unlimited for us, but we had to earn it. I mean, a lot of my classmates thought, we had this and that. We did, but we had to earn every bit of it.
Interesting.
It was not given to us. So instead of us sleeping in on a Saturday or the weekend or through the days during the summer, we had to be at the motel by 7:30 a.m. Not getting up, not getting dressed. We were on the grounds by 7:30 every morning.
And what did that teach you, Tess, at that early age? Do you feel like at that time it was more like drudgery, or do you feel like that was really shaping you to become who you ultimately are today?
Well, at the time, it wasn't good for us. We dreaded it, but we didn't know, because we're kids, that this was going to be the best thing for us.
Right.
Now, some of my siblings don't feel the same that I feel. Mm-hmm. I feel differently. Everybody's going to feel a different way. Some of them have resentment, where I didn't have resentment. I did for a minute, but I had to realize that forgiveness is everything.
Okay, don't go there yet, because I can tell you get ready trying to turn the corner, Tess. Okay. So you had some things happen in your life. You talked heavily about those in part 1, and you talked about you transitioning from being kicked out of the home and your dad saying pretty much he didn't approve of your choice of who you decided to be with, ultimately having a baby with the person, welcoming you back home and giving you the opportunity to come back home, but then kicking you out again. And so you were constantly on this roller coaster ride with your dad and your mom and your relationship, right?
Right. Well, my mother was not. She was very supportive.
Okay.
It wasn't her. It was always my dad because
But
he
he was
was,
the sayer. He was the final say.
yes. And just like in most families, especially
Yeah.
Black families, the man runs the household.
Mhm.
And it's what he says, regardless. The woman doesn't have a voice.
Wow.
And that's what, I was raised with. And so me getting kicked out really shaped me to be who I am today. It was very painful for a couple of years, not being able to go home and be with my family at Christmas and Thanksgiving and all of that. But I made
Nobody
it.
else had been kicked out, just you.
Yeah, just me.
And
At
how
that
many siblings do you have?
time, it's 5 of us total.
Okay,
At that
so
time,
5 siblings. They were
yeah,
all there, and you were the only one that was kicked
yeah,
out.
at that time. But a couple of them later on had to experience the same thing. But mine was, I think, felt like to me was the worst because I was a girl.
Mm.
And but I made it through. I prayed every night for God to give me my family back, and also for me to to gain forgiveness. But I had to go through what I went through in order to be the person that I am today. Everything that we go through in life is temporary.
Yes.
It's not a lifetime. And that's what I want everybody to realize. If you are going through something right now,
Mhm.
just know that it's temporary. You got to believe that it's temporary, that there is a solution, but you have to get out of your own way to realize you're open for the change. You're open for something new to happen.
Very good. Very good. I mean, already, I think these are great tips that you're sharing with everyone. Get out of your own way, be open to knowing that this is only temporary, it's not a permanent situation. You're going to get through it. These are all words of wisdom from our guest today, Tess Timms, who has gone from being homeless to becoming a millionaire. So she knows exactly what she's talking about. Today's episode is sponsored by Snow Legal. The Snow Legal Group is located in the Charlotte area, and they're also located in the South Carolina area. Attorney Kenneth D. Snow has a voice for those that are voiceless, and he looks forward to representing you and any unforeseen circumstance that you're dealing with, especially if you've had some, even down to like murder convictions, and you know that you're being wrongfully accused. You want to reach out to Attorney Kenneth D. Snow. They've had some significant victories recently. 704-358-0026, or you can also email them at info@snowlegal.com. We're going to take this commercial break, Tess, and then we're going to come right back and learn more from your story.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation, located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everyone, and we're back. We're talking with Tess Timms, who's gone from being homeless to becoming a millionairess. So tell us, Tess, even though I know you're saying that there are some things that happened and it was some pretty traumatic experiences when you were out there on your own, and then coming back as like a prodigal daughter type of thing, and then being like, no, you still kicked back out again, and a lot of things that transpired in between. But ultimately, you went on to build some pretty substantial things that happened in your life. Beauty school, and talk to us about that, your beauty school journey, and how you're now 30 years later in a top performing salon in the country.
Well, I say to anyone, when you decide on what you want for your life, then the universe will provide you with everything you want, but you have to have clarity. When I went on to go to college with the help of my mother and her siblings to pay for me to go to school, I had a baby that I had in daycare, and I worked at night. And it took me 6 years to get my bachelor's degree in computer science, but I did it.
You did it. You did
I
it.
did it. So for those out there that are listening, it doesn't matter how long it takes you. Just decide is that you will complete it. And I completed that degree. I got a job working at NASA, worked there for 7 years, lost my job there, but I thought the world had ended. But it was the beginning for me. It was the beginning. A week later, I enrolled in beauty school. I knew the day that I walked into beauty school exactly what I was going to do because I cried for a week. But my dad and my brothers said, you need to stop this crying and decide what you're going to do.
Well,
Because
stop right
remember-
there for a second. Stop for a second, Tess, because I still hear you saying your dad and your brothers and your mom's siblings.
Because
Tell me,
we were
feel like I'm having
united. We were united again.
Okay.
Because when I moved out with my daughter, I was still going back home every day. I was allowed to go back home and visit every day because,
okay.
yes, because I have a baby now. So they allowed me to come back home. And then this is when the unity, began with my dad again, because he couldn't, how can you say no to a kid?
Right. Okay. So he allowed you to come in to the home, even though he had kicked you out and you couldn't live there anymore. He still allowed you to come back and forth because now you have a child, right?
Yeah. So basically, he did not kick me out the second time. He would just he made it uncomfortable for me.
Okay, that's right, because you still chose the father of your baby. That's for part one, right? So for y'all that missed that part.
Yeah. So, and that was only short-lived. That still didn't last. The relationship didn't last a good year. But it made me realize that I have a kid now. I need to provide for my daughter. I need to make up a life for her.
Yeah.
But the structure of being focused and determined was already instilled in me as a kid. So I carried it with me in a young adult life. So now I'm more focused on what I need to do for my life and for my daughter.
Good.
So I enrolled in beauty school. The day I enrolled in beauty school, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. My dad agreed to let me use one of his rental properties to open up a salon. So he saw where I was going and he said, okay, you can do this. So while I was in beauty school, I was buying all my equipment. I was doing all my education, my hours of training. I didn't miss one day at school because I was focused. I was determined. And when I finished beauty school, I had all of my equipment, everything I needed, past state board. I was booked at the beauty school with all these clients. And I just thinking these clients just love me so much. They're going to follow me in my beautiful salon now. Well, when it was time to open the salon up, I shared with all my clients that were there that I was, opening up a new salon.
Right.
It was beautiful. In the hood, fabulously decorated, mirrors throughout, chandeliers everywhere, full of inventory, marble flooring, fabulous.
Yes.
But I had one small problem.
What?
I didn't have any clients.
Okay.
Nobody came from the beauty school.
Why do you think that was?
Because they really were not there for me. They were there for the price.
Interesting.
It was $4.25 to get a shampoo at a beauty school.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's there's no comparison between the beauty school and having a real ritzy kind of salon. So you have to have your mind right when you come from a beauty school experience to a regular salon.
Because in a beauty school, you have to have clients for your students to service on.
Right.
So you had to keep the price down low because we are in training. But I did not know that I shouldn't do this. Well, they kind of tell you to get experience in a salon, which I would tell a person to do this, then open up your salon.
Right.
But the fact that I came from an entrepreneur background, I felt like I could do it. Because confidence.
Right, your daddy, you've been in an assembly line. You know exactly what it takes to get a product done.
Right. So I come from that world. So I could do anything. It doesn't matter what the vehicle is. I felt like I could do it. Well, the water guy showed up at my salon.
Oh yeah, I see that. $42 water bill.
The $42 water bill. He showed up to turn my water off for $42. I guess you guys that are listening saying, well, Tess, you didn't have $42? No, I didn't have $42. I had a beautiful salon full of inventory, but didn't have the clients. And I begged the water guy to keep my water on for 24 hours. And he agreed.
Thank God for the water guy, right? What a blessing.
Agreed. That was a blessing. So when he left, I started thinking, I said, oh God, I need a miracle. I started praying to God to show me the way to become an expert in the field of hair so that I can have clients coming from everywhere.
Right.
So in order to become an expert, I needed cash. So I decided to reach out to family and friends who believed in me for support.
Good.
Ask them for financial support temporary to move forward.
Do you recommend that people do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, and why? Why?
Because remember, I didn't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
I just needed support. But I needed to support, financial support from people that believed in me. I did not ask them to give me the money. I asked to borrow the money.
That's good. Okay. And so give us an example. I'm big on role playing. Anybody that's ever come to the KimJacobsConsulting.com class, the master class, you know, we're role playing all the time. So in this case, Tess, let's role play. I'm your family member, because people that are watching really need this help to know, how do we jumpstart this thing? I'm down and out and I want to be able to become a millionairess or a millionaire. How do I do it? So, hey, Tess, how are you?
Hi, how you doing, Mary? I'm just calling you because I'm in a situation and I would love your support.
Oh, wait. What kind of situation? What in the world?
Well,
what are you talking about?
I have an issue. I open up this salon and have everything I need, except I don't have any clients.
Oh, your salon is the bomb, girl. What you mean you don't have any clients?
I have
It's
no
gorgeous.
clients.
All that stuff costs money in itself. You could have just sold that. You'd have all you need.
Well, I, decided that after the water guy showed up and to turn my water off for $42, I really need support. I need support with the water bill. I need support with getting training to become an expert. I feel like if I become an expert, I will be able to not only pay you back, but also provide the right clientele into my door to sit in my chair.
Okay. So how much do you need from me?
Well, I did a little research in the training I need is running about $1,500 into, to other little excess that I need. So around about $2,000 would do it.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I don't have 2,000 to contribute to it, but I can contribute maybe like 200, or will that help? Just some to help you?
Yes, that'll be great. And I really would appreciate it. And I will pay you back. I need a little time, but I guarantee you that I'll pay you back.
Okay, excellent. You got it. And I'll send it to you right away, and you'll have what you need from me, and then pay it back as soon as you can. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll the best.
Thank you for the support.
Oh, it's my honor. Okay. God bless you. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye. Okay. The reason I did that is because I want people that's watching to know, even if you don't get the full amount that you're looking for, somebody might be able to give something that can still help you reach your ultimate goal. Right, Tess?
Right. And that's what I did. I just reached out to different ones until I came up with the total amount that I needed. And so you can't be fearful about what you can do, whether you can do something. You know, when you make a decision that you want to change your life and you want to become an expert in your field, the universe will provide you with the people and all the many angels that'll show up to help you. But you have to first decide. See, I made a decision that I wanted to change my life.
Making that decision
Yes.
Number one, make sure we take these points, guys. Make a decision that you want your life to change. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of where you are.
Yes.
Make that decision.
Yes. So that's the key to it all. Is when the water guy showed up and I couldn't pay a $42 water bill, I'm going like, Lord, I need to do something different here. And so I reached out to several of my friends and family. I got the support I needed. And when I got the support I needed, I enrolled in Dudley School of Cosmetology in North Carolina. And when I tell you that changed my entire life.
Okay. So that training helped undergird and also catapult you to a whole different level. Why? Why was that training the thing that changed your life?
Well, the training gave, and I was in a space of like-minded people
Good.
that looked like me. That was really good. And I know I wanted to become really good. So I said, what do I need to do? So once I got the training to become an expert, now it's time for me to put together a plan. So when I got the training I need, I was so excited. I came back and I got a spreadsheet. And at that time, I didn't know anything about Excel and all of this. This was 30 years ago.
Right.
I got a spreadsheet out and I label it Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
How many clients can I service? How many clients do I want to attract? So at first I said 50 clients, but I had met a young lady that became my power partner.
Okay.
She was from Lafayette, Louisiana. And we decided to put together a plan and hold each other accountable. This is key. Accountability is everything, guys. So if you can partner up with someone that's of like mind, that matters.
Okay.
So we became power partners. I got a spreadsheet out. She got a spreadsheet out. And we said, okay, we want to attract 50 new clients in our business. What do we need to do to get 50 new clients?
Right.
And we start thinking about that.
Okay. That's
Then I
good.
said, no, I want to attract 100 new clients. So I got a spreadsheet out and I labeled each day, how many people can I actually service each day? And I divided that up and I said, okay, what can I give people, offer them to come into my chair? So I offered a referral system. The referral system changed my life. It only takes one client to change the face of your business.
It does. Everything you're saying is so accurate. Listen, y'all, don't go any further yet, because right now you're saying such profound stuff that we need to make sure we take a moment and capture the notes that's already been shared. I'm going to also give you all a chance to learn more about our episode sponsor today, which is Lamb Funeral Home. They're in the Concord, North Carolina area, but they service all 50 states. So definitely feel free to give them a call and let these individuals know that the Kim Jacobs sent you their way. Their phone number is 704-782-3011. Lambfuneral.com is their site. And I am going to, just for visuals' sake, take you over to their website for a brief moment and let you see the owners of the Lamb Funeral Home in the Concord area. They have a funeral home with a truly caring atmosphere and looking very much forward to serving your family from theirs. They have over 28 years of funeral home experience, and the owner, Mr. Terry Lamb, is a veteran. And so as a veteran, he's able to share some ins and outs that I know when he came on the show, I'd never even heard of some of the things and services that are available to veterans and their family members. So definitely reach out and let them know that we sent you their way. You'll learn what to expect, immediate needs, and funeral pre-planning. Give them a call today at 704-782-3011. And we are back with Tess Timms. Woo, Tess, you've said some good stuff already, and I want to make sure that people that are in the studio audience get a chance to chime in on our discussion, because they may have questions as well.
Okay,
Loving this content. Checking in from South Carolina. Glad to have you, whoever's checking in from South Carolina today. And let's see. Yes, Queen. Yes. There's power in earning. Make sure you type your name, Facebook user, and because you didn't give the permission, we got to have permission to use your name on this platform. So just let us know who you are and we'll acknowledge you. Thank you so much. Dr. Clara Walton is watching. Evangelist Clara Walton, bless you both. Glad to have you on, Mother Walton. And this Facebook user says spiritual power, hashtag spiritual power. Great, great. And also hashtag resilience. This woman is resilient. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. And lots of tips here from Tess Tim. So make sure you check those out. Story is very touching, Mother Walton says. And never be afraid to ask for help. Why is it important not to be afraid to ask for help? And this is from your daughter?
My niece, Haley.
Haley. Hi, Haley. This is a niece of Tess Tim's. If you want to come on the screen with your Aunt T or any of you all, you can just use that link and it'll pop you right on the screen and I'll pull you up. Okay, go ahead and answer that. Why is it important not to be afraid to ask for help?
You asking me?
I'm asking you.
Okay, yes. Oh, it's important not to be afraid to ask for help, because remember that there are some people out there that really believe in you. Good. But you have to get out of your own way, because God sent us all the angels all the time. But sometimes we don't want to ask for help. We let our pride get in the way from getting the help, because you have the help right in your network, right in your space. Okay. But if you don't ask for the support, then people feel like you don't want the support.
That's good. So literally taking the step of not just assuming, not reading somebody's mind, but opening your mouth and saying, I need this from you.
Yes.
Are you able to do whatever you can do to help me in this particular situation, with the intention, like you said, of paying it back? Right. And making sure that you do get it back to the person in a timely manner. The key is reaching out to people who believe in you, is what this person said. Thank you for your comment.
Yes.
And Haley says, let go of your ego. Yes.
Absolutely.
She reacted out after research with an amount with the intention to pay back. Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, great comments, guys. Keep your comments coming in. Oh, it's a lot of comments over here. Okay, let's see. Be intentional. Putting together a plan of accountability. Okay, you're Carol Ferguson that's saying these things. Welcome, Carol. Mm-hmm. And Lydia Best said that she's watching. Glad to have you, Lydia. I know you're an entrepreneur as well. And you said, I know I need to do better. That's a good comment. What do you think about people that know they need to do better, Tess?
Well, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you'll get out of your way. Mm-hmm. But you got to first get sick and tired of being sick and tired. You don't need other people to validate who you are. Decide that you want more for your life. You're the architect of your own life. You don't have to ask permission to be the best. Mm-hmm. Every one of us have a gift and a talent that God has given us. But sometimes we get in our way. We blame other people for our shortcomings. But what if I had blamed my dad for my life, being put out at 17, becoming pregnant? What if I stopped there? I would not be who I am today.
That's right. And it's easy to blame others because why? I wonder, why is it so easy to just, because there's a rationale behind it. And because you've come from this to this, where you are now, what do you, as the expert, feel the rationale is behind just saying, oh, it's that person, it's that person, it's that person?
When you start reciting something over and over and over, you start to believe it.
That's good. So you tell your own self some things that are really a lie. Mm-hmm. Or a half truth.
Your story you've made up.
The story you've made up. That's good. I love that.
You made that story.
You tell yourself the story that you've made up, you start to believe that story yourself.
Yes.
Even though you're like, man, you know that's a lie for real.
Right. But a lot of that is the ego talking to us, and then it's instilled in our subconscious from being a kid. You know, when we were growing up, you know, I heard in my family, even though my dad had excess of money, he focused on that money was plentiful, that we just spend it. Money is a tool. We'll get some more money. So that was instilled in our subconscious that, oh, money is a tool. We could just get more money. For some of you guys, we're raising a family where you ask your parents to do something. Oh, get out of here. You know, we can't do that. We don't have the money for that.
Right.
Or you know you're not pretty enough, or you're not smart enough, or you hear all of these negative things that's instilled in our subconscious. We carry it on with us as an adult.
Right. So whatever we tell our children when they're younger, for everyone that's watching, know that 20, 30, 40 years from now, they're going to be reciting the same thing that we told them when they were younger.
Absolutely.
That's very hopefully positive if you're telling them positive things.
Well, this is the thing, and a lot of negative things are told when we were growing up. So as a whole, and so then you, as you get older, and you started looking at your life and said, okay, what can I do differently? And you can reprogram your mindset anytime you get ready.
That's good. But how?
You have to decide that you want something different. Just like you can watch the channel on the CNN on your television.
Right.
You can change that channel and watch a history show.
That's good.
Or watch a gospel show. Or watch a comedy show. Or just listen to something, a music station. You have the opportunity to change the channel on the television. You can change the channel in your mindset.
Wow.
When you get ready. But you gotta first decide.
That's amazing. My daughter just brought me in this plate right in the middle of you talking. It's so delicious looking. Come here. Let me say hello. Say hello.
Hello. How are you?
You know,
good.
It's interesting that you were talking about positive wording and things of that nature, because like this yesterday, Jayla took, and I only had her come on for a second for this reason. We took her braids out, right? And her hair is really thick and natural and beautiful. But as we were combing it, I was like, okay, we got to get to the root and really dig deep in here. And it was kind of hurting her some. And I was thinking, okay, Kim, I need to figure out some better wording. I said, how about this, Jayla? You take the detangling brush, do your very best, put some product and massage it in, and then let me know when I can come in and start working with it to help you get the ultimate look we're going for. Mm-hmm. And I think that made her feel like a lot better than me just taking the approach, oh, this hair, oh my gosh, this is a head full of mess and all of that. And if you take that approach with your child, it could be damaging, I think, to them. So from hearing from you and other experts, I've learned that what I say matters in that moment. Mm-hmm. You agree? Mm-hmm. Did I treat you better? Like, sure. All right, give me a big hug.
I'll give you my breakfast.
Okay. I love you.
Love you too.
You have anything positive you want to say to everybody?
I'm good.
Okay, bye. Have a great one. She said, hi, I'm good. I just want to eat that breakfast that I have here. So I think that it's so important, though, to be positive and uplifting and building to our children as they're growing up, because it does impact them in that moment and in the future. And you can't imagine how her hair was everywhere. And I was like, we got to get to the root of this. Right. But when I was trying to get to the root of it with a pick, it was overwhelming to her. Mm-hmm. And I had to go back and reprocess how to deal with that in the moment. And sometimes we do things wrong. So we can't paint the picture like everything that we do is just the right way to do it. Because it's not. We got to learn and make some adjustments, even if it's right midstream, and start doing some things differently. Wow. Okay. Yes, teach is what I hear. Oftentimes folk are afraid of rejection, but you are so on point, Tess Timms, is what this person said. Amen. It starts with your mindset. Amen, sister, talking about what you're preaching about. It's easy to find someone else to blame. What's epigenetics? I don't know. Somebody else would have to tell me. I have to look that up on my thesaurus or my dictionary. Cassandra, help me out. Okay, you don't have to take accountability when you blame other people. That's why people blame people. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure epigenetics is something to do with that. And all of these are the points that Tess has been making. Make a decision that you want your life to change. That's point number 1. Thank you, Cassandra, for typing these backstage. 2, getting the training that you need to become an expert in your craft. Absolutely. These are great points, Tess.
Mhm.
Let's see. You also said write your plan down and get an accountability partner.
Absolutely.
If we don't learn this stuff and apply it, that's why we're typing it here like this, so you can take it home and start applying it to your life today. Work the details of your plan daily.
Absolutely.
Excellent advice, Tess. Don't let your pride get in your way. That's point number 5. And point number 6 was when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you will get out of your way. You don't have to ask permission to be the best. These are all tips from Tess Sims. Wow. Okay. Somebody said, this is a great story and shows me where I'm going later in life. Thank you so much, Tess Sims, for sharing truths to help us grow.
Absolutely.
Decide, make a plan, execute. Okay, y'all, these are great comments. We can change the channel and our mindset. There's power in the tongue. Amen. Nothing changes. If nothing changes, it has to be the right and remain if it just remains the same. Wow. Okay. Life is a learning process. My book is How to Live Positive in a Negative World, a lifelong process. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, everybody. So epigenetics. Okay. All right. Wow, Tess. So a lot of comments. You're inspiring quite a few people here. Okay. In biology, epigenetics is a study of heritable phenotype change that do not involve alteration in the DNA. Oh, that's good.
Hmm.
So what I'm understanding is in biology, epigenetics is a study of heritable phenotype changes that do not involve DNA. So is it like making a conscious choice to be the way you are? Is that kind of what it
That's
is?
what it sounds like to
Sounds
me.
like it is to me. Okay, I'm learning. I'm getting an education lesson right here on my show. But thank you so much, Lydia, and you can educate us further. But talk to us, Tess, when we come back after this commercial break, because you talked about your dad, your mom, but where are you all? Where are you all today as a family unit? I really have been dying to know what happened with your dad, who kind of dibbled and dabbled in your life, and he stayed involved and kind of still was the authority from a distance,
Yes.
and your mom and your siblings. I want to
Mhm.
know what happened after this commercial break. Does anybody else want to know? If so, please type in the comment. Tell us, Tess. Hashtag tell us Tess. If you don't hashtag tell us Tess, I'm not gonna let her tell you. Okay. Hashtag tell us Tess right after this commercial break. Listen, this episode is also sponsored by Silver Shield Security today, and they have state-of-the-art equipment. You can reach them at 704-440-4688. They are also at silvershield-security.com. So right after this commercial break, hashtag tell us Tess, and we'll see if she reveals her family secrets when we return. You gonna do it, Tess?
Absolutely.
You gonna tell them regardless?
Oh yes. You got to be authentic.
All right, here we
It's not just another day, it's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everybody. So we are back with Tess Timms, and I would love to hear your story of how everything fared with you and your family.
Well, we are a family, and family is important. And one thing I do know is my dad did teach us unity growing up, because remember, we had to work in the family business, all of us together.
Right.
And so therefore, we're pretty close. And the decision of doing all the things I've done, knowing that it was important for me to forgive my dad was important to me, because I know it wasn't about for him, it was for me.
Interesting. So did he ever ask for forgiveness?
No, he's not that kind of dad.
Oh, wow. Good point. That's a good point for everybody to hear. her dad didn't ask her for forgiveness, but she gave him forgiveness anyway. Why? Tell us again.
It wasn't for him. It was for me.
And how difficult was that for you to give forgiveness to someone that you looked up to, admired, but really from your perspective, even just kind of let you go?
Well, I love my dad. I love my dad. I mean, it's just I loved him. So regardless of what he had, I felt like he did the best that he could do, because especially in that era of family, they do the best that they can do. Our parents are not. They don't have a book that they can, a guide to teach you how to be a parent. You do the best that you can be. You be the best that you can be. He did the best that he could do.
So you're feeling, and I want to make sure I'm understanding and hearing this correctly, that you're feeling that at the time that he made the decision to have you go on your way, on your journey, put you out, that was the best he could do at that time?
Because it's only how he was taught.
So he just re-channeled the energy that had been given to him from his generations, that when this kind of stuff happens, you tell him, hit the road, get out of here, do what you got to do. If you want to be grown, you grown, like that.
Yep. It just keep passing it on and keep passing on. Whereas this day and time, and back then we didn't have a voice. And if you're especially in a African-American family, you normally don't have a voice. It was always your the elders that have a voice. Kids were not allowed to have a voice back then. Today,
and that's interesting you say that, because most African American families can relate to this, even though we know that this doesn't relate to every single African American family, but a lot of families can relate. Children don't sit there and entertain adult conversation, be a part of adult conversation. You go in the playroom, you go over there at the kids' table, even down to eating. Sometimes it's like, no, the adults are over here eating, and it's just how it is, kind of.
Right. So, and I'm saying this to say that kids should have a voice.
Right.
You should allow your children to have a voice. We grew up in that era that we did not have a voice.
Okay.
The parents was your voice. So you have to decide on, okay, I didn't have a voice then, but now I want to have a voice. So what that does is it instills in your subconscious, and it goes on throughout your entire adult life, not having a voice, allowing things to happen in our life that we don't want to share about it. We don't want to set our boundaries here, because we were taught not to have a voice.
Wow. So how did your dad ever find out that you forgave him?
My actions.
That's good. And tell us what those actions were.
Well, my dad and my mother were married, I think, 38 years the first go around. They ended up getting a divorce. I think it was 8 years later, remarried again and stayed married, I think, 8 or 9 years. And I think from that point on, my dad was a little depressed about not having his family. And so he lived in Mississippi. We lived here in Houston. A lot of us moved here. In the last 5 months of his life, I moved him to Houston because he became sick. And guess who he lived with?
Who?
Me.
Okay. I knew that was going to be a fall in the seat moment. Oh my goodness. Okay. The dad that put you out when you were a child, welcomed you back home when you had a child of your own, put you back where you left again because y'all were butting heads too much as a teenager, a young adult, and years of separation.
But we still communicated, and
he supported you from afar.
Yeah,
he wasn't going to let you be out there totally on an island by yourself.
Right.
So he still supported you and endorsed you, but he was still dad.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Fast forward.
So the last 6 months of his life, I took care of him 100%.
And he lived with you out of all of the siblings. What
Yeah.
made that become the case?
I knew that was my duty. That was what I was supposed to do.
What did your siblings have to say about that?
I mean, they couldn't say anything. I mean, I don't know.
Were they happy? Were they grateful? Were they excited? Were they shocked?
Some of them were not, and some were okay. But I did this for me and my dad. I did this for me and my dad. It's about freeing myself. When I decided to forgive him for everything, my life flourished because I forgave him years ago. I didn't go.
So impressed.
I
Is
didn't go.
anybody else impressed?
I didn't go my whole life saying he put me out. If he hadn't put me out, I wouldn't have became pregnant and I wouldn't have been homeless and I wouldn't have started talking about all these things. I made a decision that I was going to free myself.
Wow. And free indeed you were. Because and you didn't know when he was moving in with you that he was going to be only having 6 months to live, right?
Yeah, he was sick with cancer, but that is not why he died. He died from I think it was starvation and dehydration or something from the facility that we put him in. But the main thing is I showed him a good life the last 6 months of his life. My mother was there every step of the way.
Wow. Your mom lived with you too?
No, she lives in her own house. But she was there with every appointment for my dad. Even though they've divorced a second time.
They were meant to be together, technically, clearly.
Together.
Wow.
So every appointment, she was there with me. Every doctor's appointment. When I would go to the VA to take him to the VA, I would ask the escort to get me 2 wheelchairs, one for her and one for him.
Oh my goodness. So technically y'all were all back together again.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In a way that God would have it to be for that phase of your lives. Oh
yes.
My God.
But he kept saying, I'm gonna be 85, but I asked the master for 100. And I would say, Dad, he's not gonna give you 100 because you don't want to do all these things, take your appointments, go take your shower, and all of these things. So I would make jokes like that. And he wanted to make it to 85. His birthday was April the 21st. And I made a decision that I needed to pull all the family together, bring them all together for his birthday. It was in the middle of the week. And my sister was saying, Tess, what are you doing? It's not like we're having this big party for him and you having all the grandkids to fly in and travel here from miles away for his party. And I said, yes, we'll do it. So I got on the phone and I reached out to all of my siblings and my nieces and nephews to come and celebrate his 85th birthday. I want everybody to wear white blouses and blue jeans.
Oh my goodness.
And I hired a professional photographer. He showed up at my house and I can share with you the photos.
Okay. Right after this final commercial break, we're going to show you the photos and we're going to have a closing comment from Tess Timms. What a marvelous, woo! Woo! Look at God.
Look at God.
A woman that went from homeless to millionaires. And it was kind of like with her dad's assistance that all of this kind of spiraled into her life. And she forgave him and helped him live out his latter years right there with her. Oh my gosh, this is just amazing. Okay, forgiveness in action. You're right. Forgiveness is a must. Yes. Okay, right after this commercial break, we're going to come back. I'm going to show you those photos and we're going to have a closing comment from Tess. I'm so glad you came back to share that part of your story. My goodness, how incredible. Okay. All right, everybody. So we're going to go here now.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
All right, everyone, we are back. And again, make sure that when you reach out to Attorney Charles Everidge's office, that you let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way, 704-377-9157. And we thank you for being one of today's episode sponsors. Wow, let's show these pictures. And then I want to hear a closing comment from you. This is just an incredible. Look at that. Oh, look at God.
Yes.
Tell us what we're seeing here.
These are my family, my nieces and nephews, and my daughter, and my sister, and all of the kids are there, and that's my mother and my father. So we all united as one.
Oh my gosh! Look at Joe?
Yes. This is his 85th birthday, and he died 16 days later.
Oh my gosh! Look at your dad. Look. Wow. And you know what, Tess? You just never. We never know.
We
don't
got to
know the day nor the hour that we're going to leave this earth.
right.
And so every single moment counts. Tell us your closing comments, and thank you. Before you close out, thank you so much for being my guest today. And thank you all for tuning in to today's episode. Tomorrow is Freestyle Friday. So I'm going to have an episode that'll be airing for you all with relationship expert Ken Canyon and a few other people. So make sure you check that out. But tell us your closing comments, Tess.
My closing comments is if you have someone or something that's caused you discomfort in your life, learn to forgive, regardless of what it is, because it's not for them, it's for you.
Wow.
So that you can free yourself and you can be the very best that God has put you here to be.
That's good. That's good. I think you've helped so many people today. And so thank you for being here. And everybody, if you apply what she's shared, I think our lives will just be overall better. And make sure you know that this Saturday, we're having our 5K walk with Gabe's Heart Foundation. If you haven't registered, make sure you go ahead and do so. It's free to come out and walk, so you don't have to pay to come walk. If you want to donate and partner with us, feel free to go to gabesheartfoundation.org. And if you would like to walk virtually because you're not in the Concord area, we'll send you a link. If you want to go ahead and do that, that would be wonderful. And we look forward to seeing you. We'll do a memorial balloon release. And we're also going to be doing some stretching. Tracy Randolph, the Reset Coach, is going to come out and do some stretching with us. And we're looking forward to this Saturday at 8:00 a.m. at the Concord Northwest Cabarrus Middle School track. Wow. And that's in honor of my son. Anybody that asks, well, what is Gabe's Heart Foundation? And people want to know, well, what is this pertaining to? We have this 5K walk every year, and it's to allow our son, Gabriel Michael Jacobs' heart to continue to just keep beating. And Gabe is there on the picture, and he's no longer with us here on this earth, but his heart continues to beat every single day through people like yourselves. So, okay, Tess, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, Kim.
All right. I love it. God bless you all. And thank you for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow at 11:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.